This is the Board of Education for the School District of Waukesha. It's Monday, April 27th, 2020. Special board meeting tonight. Sue, will you please take the roll call?
Here.
Montiel.
Here.
Greg Dietz.
Here.
Amanda Roddy.
Here.
Diane Voigt.
Here.
Patrick McCaffrey.
Here.
Kurt O'Brien.
Here.
Karen Reinacek.
Here.
Joseph Como.
Here. Sue, will you also please make sure we were posted properly with the media? Oh, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Before we get started with the meat of the meeting tonight, we have some recognitions to be made. Karen Reinacek, you are receiving the award level 3 from all the work that you've done. Kurt O'Brien has levels 1, 2, and 3 from WASB. Congratulations, Kurt, for
Thank you, Joe.
all the years of service.
Pretty vicious elbow bump.
Yeah, I practice those at night. It's actually part of the wellness program, you know? There you go. Got to keep moving these days. But congratulations, very sincerely. A lot of time and effort has been put in by the both of you on this board. And you've attended a number of WASB conventions and learned from our peers. And there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that doesn't get televised that each of you have put in. So thank you very much for all the dedicated years of service. We appreciate that. Moving on to the meat of the meeting. Once a year, each Board of Education in all 426 districts throughout Wisconsin elect their officers, and that's the purpose of the meeting tonight. The offices that are up are the presidency, the vice presidency, treasurer, clerk, and secretary. Those will be the 5 that we will be electing tonight. We do have guidelines at your desk, and they're the same guidelines as previous years. I'll just go through them just to make sure that we're all on the same page. And I know you've all done this at least once. And Corey, no, this is your first time.
First time.
So, oh, hey, now you've given me freedom to go on. This could be a longer meeting than you thought, Kurt. First of all, the ballots will be confidential as allowed by state law. The secretary will count the ballots and will announce the results. Officers will be elected by the majority of board members present. Nominations are seconded, and which is a tradition of this board. However, if you do nominate and/or second the motion, you're not required to vote for that person. So you can choose to vote for whomever you want through the write-in process. And that's the reason why we're here tonight, why we can't do this via WebEx, is we have these written ballots to fill out. So if anyone in our audience is wondering why aren't we doing this via WebEx, that's the reason. If there's only one nomination, a ballot vote is not necessary, and a motion to close nominations and cast a unanimous vote may be made and seconded, followed by a roll call vote for approval. And if in a case where a majority doesn't exist on that first ballot, we will cast another ballot for the 2 top voting earners. And whoever receives the greatest number of ballots will win. And we will keep going through that process till we have a clear winner. But we have actually 9 members here tonight, so it's pretty hard to cast 4.5 votes. So we're probably not going to have too many ties. But we have had even numbers present in the past, so those tend to take a little bit more time. Are there any questions on the process? Okay, we'll get to the first officer, and that is for the president. Any nominations? Mr.
I'll
Bumgarner?
move a nomination for President Joe Como.
Is there a second to that? Is there another nomination for the presidency? Kurt?
I move to close nominations.
Is there a second to that? Second by Greg. Sue, will you take a roll call vote on that?
This is on the motion.
On the yes, on the motion to close nominations. Yes.
Corey Montiel,
Aye.
William Baumgart.
Aye.
Patrick McCaffrey.
Aye.
Karen Reinacek.
Aye.
Kurt O'Brien.
Aye.
Amanda Roddy.
Aye.
Greg Dietz.
Aye.
Diane Voigt.
Aye.
Joseph Como.
Aye. Passes 9-0. And there is just one person. Is there a motion for unanimous consent?
Well, I move for unanimous consent to Joe Como, President of the school board.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. And Sue, will you please take the roll call vote on that?
Aye.
Check.
Aye.
Corey Montiel.
Aye.
Patrick McCaffrey.
Aye.
Diane Voigt.
Aye.
William Baumgart.
Aye.
Kurt O'Brien.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 9-0. Thank you, everyone, for your confidence. I appreciate that very much. We'll move on to our vice president. Are there nominations for the vice presidency? Kurt?
I nominate Amanda Roddy.
Is there a second to that? Lots of seconds. Karen? Karen, second that? Any further nominations? Diane?
Make a motion that we close nominations?
Is there a second to close? I
Have to
think
make a
you can
nomination,
do,
close it and go for unanimous.
yes,
Right away.
in one.
To do that?
Yes.
All right, I make that motion to
Yes.
close nominations and go for unanimous consent.
And I just thought we were falling into a different pattern this year, so.
I'll second.
Seconded by Corey. Hey, will you please take the roll call vote, Sue?
Kurt O'Brien.
Aye.
Patrick McCaffrey.
Aye.
Greg Dietz.
Aye.
Amanda Roddy.
Aye.
William Baumgart.
Aye.
Diane Voigt.
Aye.
Corey Montiel.
Aye.
Karen Reinacek.
Aye.
Joseph Como.
Aye. Passes 9-0. Amanda, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Now, there was only one person who hesitated a little bit. You know.
That's a weird thing to vote yes or yourself.
Yeah.
I suppose I could have.
Okay, so let's now move on to treasurer. Any nominations for treasurer? Yes, Bill?
Patrick McCaffrey.
Is there a second for Patrick? Second by Greg. Any other nominations? Diane?
I move that we close nominations and cast the unanimous consent ballot for treasurer position.
Okay. Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Second by Corey. Sue, will you take the roll call vote?
Roddy.
Aye.
Diane Voigt.
Aye.
Corey Montiel.
Aye.
Kurt O'Brien.
Aye.
Karen Reinacek.
Aye.
Greg Dietz.
Aye.
William Baumgart.
Aye.
Patrick McCaffrey.
Aye.
Joseph Como.
Aye. Passes 9-0. Sue? Moving on to clerk, nominations for, I'm sorry, congratulations, Patrick.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
I had a momentary lapse there.
All right. Strange times.
Now we'll move on for nominations for clerk.
Clerk.
Yes.
Diane Voigt.
Okay, is there a second to Diane? Greg, seconds? More nominations?
Move to close and unanimous consent.
Is there a second to that? Second by Bill. Sue, will you take the roll call vote?
Karen Reinacek.
Aye.
Amanda Roddy.
Aye.
Diane Voigt.
Aye.
William Baumgart.
Aye.
Corey Montiel.
Aye.
Kurt O'Brien.
Aye.
Patrick McCaffrey.
Aye.
Greg Dietz.
Aye.
Joseph Como.
Aye. Passes 9-0, Sue. Congratulations, Diane. Lots of signatures, as you found out.
Yes.
It's a lot of reading to do sometimes. Moving on to secretary for the final
Who's that?
office. Right now, who is that? That is Mrs.
Todd Gray will
Ettinger.
be available.
Yes.
Are you nominating? You can't nominate Sue. Bill,
I'll move for Sue Ettinger to be our secretary for the board.
okay, is there a second to that?
I'll second. I'm sorry.
Seconded by Karen.
All I can do is second.
Any other nominations?
I move to close nomination for unanimous consent.
I second it.
Seconded by Diane. Sue, you take the roll call vote?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, passes 9-0, Sue, and that's congratulations, but even a bigger thank you from all of us, I'm sure. Yes, Bill?
I'm glad it turned out this way because I think we've been undergoing so much activity that it's important we keep some consistency going, and I feel good that everybody seemed to agree with that, so.
Sure, sure.
I'd say the same thing, so.
Excellent. I just have one reminder. Last Friday, you received the survey on board committees. Sue, you want that by Thursday, is it? This Thursday? If you could get it to Sue by this Thursday?
Thursday or Friday.
27th.
Okay.
It's the 27th on the sheet.
Yeah, so if you guys could hand in your preferences to Sue, then I will look at those over the weekend and early next week, and hopefully I'll have something out with respect to committees and committee chairs. So, okay, without any further ado, we stand adjourned. Have a good night, everyone.
All right, you good?